What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Steve's Project Car Garage. My name is Steve. Today we're outside and we're looking at the tub. So we're going to be stripping the paint today and maybe potentially laying down some epoxy primer depending upon how time goes. So grab yourself a cup of ginger juice and stick around. So Chris is coming over in just a little bit, and between the two of us we're going to try to get the paint stripped off this tub completely. I've already been working at it with with an 80 grit in my DA, and it's been slow going, but Chris is coming over with a couple of bigger tools to go ahead and help knock this out. So let me give you a walk around, show you what we're doing, and talk about the plan. Alright, so it's been a little bit since we've talked about the body, but I figured I'd give you a little bit of an update. So the last thing that we did on the body was we went ahead and painted the underside with the Raptor liner. After doing that, I kind of started to have a little bit of regret set in about some of the metal work that I had done. So especially here on the front, on the firewall, the metal work is not great. Let's just be honest. And I'm okay with it to a degree because I'm going to try to hide some of it with a little bit of body filler. But there's definitely some sins that have been done here. But hey, that's what you get for being a first timer doing all this stuff. But this is currently coated with 2K epoxy primer. And so ideally what I want to do, because the goal, obviously the short-term goal, is to get the tub onto the car. But when I do that, these areas are going to be very difficult to paint. So I want to go ahead and actually get this primed up and then hit it with top coat. And I'm talking just this lower section here. Just simply this lower section. Up top here doesn't necessarily matter so much, but I mean, it would be nice to get it coated with top coat, and then that way I can then put it on and not worry about having to hopefully hit it again with paint. So that's that. Come around here, I'll show you some of my larger sins. So if you look closely here, again, the metal work isn't great. I had to replace this section here, and then I had to replace the entire lower joint here. So there was quite a bit that had to get replaced. I had some fun issues here with this corner too, where it was quite a gap. And so what I did is I actually hammered in the edges, and then I went ahead and I welded it up so that way it's sealed. I did the same on this side. So it's no longer like a sharp pointed jagged edge, and it's rounded off and sealed up. So that's good because there was protrusion into the actual tub itself. So got that taken care of. I went ahead and I just kind of sanded on a couple of other areas. One of the things I noticed is that a while ago when I did this, I welded this seam up, but I didn't do it on the other side. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do there. Obviously I can't unweld that, so I may just leave it and have it be something that only I see or something else. I don't know. Some more sins over here. Gonna try to hold off on doing any kind of more metal work on this though until I get the tub on the car. Then I can get the doors hung, because I didn't really want to go too crazy with metal work in here until I had the tub in its final location and I knew that I didn't need to do any more metal work to try to adjust the door gaps. Yeah, coming around back over here. Not going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot here while it's in the rotisserie. So that's just, it is what it is. What I would like to also possibly look into doing, and it's not going to happen today, at least I don't think, but got to get the inside of this thing finished with the sanding. It's pretty much there. I got it down pretty well, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this primed and then painted. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. It's not terrible, but it's also not great. So we have a lot of work to do, but that's kind of where we're at. And I want to just start by getting the paint stripped off of it and then reassess where we're at that point. So let's get cracking.
Many hours later.
All right, well, here's what we've got. So we've been cranking away at this for a couple of hours now, and it's pretty hot out here. What do you say, Chris?
It's definitely turned into summer.
Yeah, he's hiding in the shade, and I don't blame him. We actually moved the car closer to the wall over here, and as the day sets further on, the sun's gonna go behind it, and it'll help give us some good coverage for shade. But this is where we're at. We just actually spent, I don't know, half an hour fighting to get these guys off, which are the windshield wipers. Absolute nightmare to do. Not fun, but we got them off, so that's definitely good. This side over here is, looking pretty decent. I got the top deck up here, and yeah, so I mean, I think the goal today at least is to maybe get at least sanding done, right? Yeah. That's kind of what we want to aim for, is getting the sanding done.
Yeah,
and then
the first pass, the hard pass with the big straight grinder, 6-7 inch grinder, 150 grit pad. That's to get that clear coat off.
Yeah,
you can get the clear coat, the hard stuff, and figure out where your deep rust is or any other problems, loose paint, anything like that. That's this point. Then we'll hit it with the DA, 60 or 80 or something like that, and that'll finish off the blue paint, get all that stuff tested out. But yeah, first pass is rust and clear coat.
Yeah, and thankfully we haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of rust, which is good.
Chips and bits.
Yeah, just a little bit of stuff here and there, but we're gonna go grab some lunch. Wawa is calling my name, which is our typical go-to lunch for when he and Chris and I work together. So
something for everybody.
That's right. And then hopefully that will give us some more time, get the shade working with us a little bit more, and then we'll just keep cracking at it. Not a whole heck of a lot for us to really kind of show you outside of just sanding away. So we'll check in with you in a little bit.
Day 2.
All right, well, we're back. It is now actually Thursday. Yesterday, we finished up at around 4 o'clock. We were tired. We were done. That was it. So I didn't film anything. But let me go ahead and give you a little bit of an update. Walk around and I'll show you what we got done and what our plan is for today, because things have changed again. This is where we're at currently. Not much different from what you saw before, but we really have gotten down quite a bit. And Chris went ahead and got the scuttle on the front firewall here all sanded, because I had the 2K primer on it, the epoxy primer from before. Got this all cleaned up, got the commission plate and the number tag pulled off. It's got a kind of a neat pattern. I sort of like it looking like this, but I can't wait to see it in a solid color. So that's where we're at. We did take my little belt sander and we got in here, and I used the needle scaler actually quite a bit, and found that we've got some rust holes. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of those using copper backer, just get that knocked out. But what our plan is we're going to attack the inside today as well. We're going to wire wheel, and we're going to get the inside so that way the metal is in good shape. And then we can actually, when it comes time, hopefully Saturday or Sunday, spray the inside and the outside with epoxy. So that way we have this fully primed, at least for a base. So what we're going to do now, though, is we're just going to get cracking at this thing, and we will update you. So it's after lunch. Chris and I have been just knocking this out all day, just going crazy. I came through and I finally welded that all up. Got the holes up here welded, and now we're using the Master Series Slim, and we're just pretty much putting it in every single crack and crevice that we can, just to get it all pushed in there and get some good paint on it and get some good protection for all these different areas, like over here for instance. So that's what Chris and I are up to right now, and yeah, I'll let you know when we're done.
1 week later.
What's up, everyone? So it's been a week since we talked last, and it's been a lot of progress. May not look it, but there has been, so let me show you around. All right, so it is now Friday night, and Chris is coming over tomorrow morning, and we're gonna paint this guy. So let me talk about what I've done. I have thoroughly cleaned this entire car, inside and out, multiple passes. That's my second pass. That's my third pass. That's using some Prep-All. And I'm getting every single nook and cranny. So this guy, while it may not look clean, I'd eat off of it. It is quite clean. I mean, trying to get up into some of these hard to reach places has been difficult, but I've been able to get it. Ran into a couple of little spots up in here, all back behind here. You know, all these difficult to reach places. I found a little bit of rust going on in this seam, so I sanded it back, and then I treated it with Prep-All to go ahead and convert the rust. And now I've gone ahead and used the Master Coat silver primer to go ahead and just seal it up. So that should go ahead and do good. And then I will do seam sealer all through here, seam sealer through here, etc. to go ahead and kind of seal that up. But I've wiped down the inside now quite a few times, and it's getting pretty good. So my goal is to have this guy ready to roll out into the driveway tomorrow morning. Hopefully start putting paint down by 7:30, 8 o'clock, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. And I don't know, see what we can get done before it gets too hot. It's supposed to get into the mid 80s tomorrow, and but we have until about 11 before it hits 80. So it'll, I think, be all right. And the plan is to do a coat of epoxy, maybe 2 coats of epoxy, depending upon how much I've got. I think I should be able to do that without a problem, honestly. And then after that, we're gonna hit the outside with urethane primer, Perfect Prime from Kirker. And then once that's done, I'm gonna come into the inside, and I'm gonna use, again, Kirker Jet Black paint. And I am going to do the interior on top of the epoxy primer. And so the idea behind doing the interior is to just, it's not gonna be pretty, it's all gonna be covered and hidden, but it'll have epoxy primer on top of it, and then it'll have a nice black paint on top of that, and then we'll go from there. So that's kind of the plan. I'm gonna keep cracking away at this. I gotta rotate it now, and I gotta start masking off and taping the bottom so that way I don't get overspray onto the Raptor liner, which we got under here. So we want to keep that looking good. So I got a long night ahead of me. Got more cleaning to do. Got to get a couple tack cloth passes too until those tack cloths come back pretty clean. So I will keep you posted. Check in with you probably tomorrow.
Day 3.
All right, it's Saturday morning. Got the tub wrapped up. Got my jitter juice. Let's get cracking. All right, so we rolled the tub back out into the driveway. Chris is here now. He is getting some paint put together. I have gone over this thing a number of times with Prep-All, and we're gonna hit it with a tack cloth real quick, and then we're gonna start spraying. But we're ready to roll. So cross your fingers and wish us luck. I say about it? I'm ready for a drink. I'm very thirsty and I'm soaked and I can't wait to get out of this thing. So we're gonna take a break and get ready to shoot the next stuff. All right, well, Florida sun is starting to do its thing, and we're almost kind of concerned it might be getting almost too hot to try and paint. about 82 degrees though. So I went ahead and I threw some seam sealer in. It ain't the prettiest, but it'll do its job. Got the seam sealer in pretty much all the places that are going to be important for it to be. So Chris is over there right now looking like Walter White, especially with that bandana on his head. He's mixing up the primer, which we had some old primer kicking around. That's the buff color, so we're going to be using that. May as well use it up because we got it. No harm, no foul. And yeah, so that's where we're at. And we will check in with you in a few. All right, so we have gone ahead and put the buff on, and boy, does it look sharp. I love that color. So we are going to do one more round of paint today, and it's going to be on the interior. So we're going to go ahead and lay down some Kirker Gloss Black on the inside here, and that's going to be it for paint on the interior. I do have a product that I might use for the floor pan, but that's a whole other thing for a little bit later. But it's a silicon bead based sound and heat deadener. Anyways, Chris is suited up, and he's gonna take it from here. All right, so there it is. Chris did an amazing job of the interior. Really almost no overspray. And it has just absolutely it looks great. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm very happy with the result. Dealing with 85-degree heat at the Florida sun, I think the product was pretty darn good. Definitely a lot of orange peel with the black in here, but that's okay because this is all going to get covered up. It's all about just protection of the metal at this point. So yeah, that's really about it. We didn't paint all the way back here because I still want to clean up some of that metal. And then also when I removed the tub from the the rotisserie, I get these brackets off and clean those up all behind there, and then I'll give them a lick of paint. But because you know, I got to get this back area too because I wasn't able to get painted. But that's about it. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think it came out pretty well. Spraying in 100% humidity, 85 degrees, right during the sun. Honestly, if it wasn't for the extra slow reducer, I don't think it would have gone down. But most of this primer looks great. You did a great job laying it. It's plenty thick. It's nice and smooth. Yeah, the inside, the black was hard. We only had a small amount of it, so we didn't want to use all of it up. We used just what we could. But yeah, you're going to do some more coats on the inside. I think that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
some sound deadening, all that kind of stuff's going to cover that up.
Yeah, it's got the epoxy underneath there, and so like I said, my big concern is protecting the metal.
Yeah,
because it's going to be all covered. So
what you've got now is the epoxy in there. You've got the primer itself is bound to that epoxy by chemical action, you know, because it was wet to wet. And all you need now is it's flat enough to see where your rest of your problems are.
Yeah, and I can see them all over the place.
Yeah,
but it's not bad. I mean, honestly, the
can.
body's actually pretty good now that I have a single coat of paint on it. I do notice a few areas like here where I had to go ahead and actually fill a hole here for where the bumper mounted.
Yeah, you'll see the
and
in there until you skim it.
Yep, this skim coat and then some body work. I think it'll be pretty good. And then we'll paint it outside in the middle of August, right?
No, probably not.
Awesome. All right, let's go wrap up. All right, well, that's going to do it. So really happy with the way this all came out. I cannot thank Chris anywhere nearly enough for coming over and spending so much time here with me, working on this project and trying to get things done. So Chris, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it. But that's going to do it for now. I don't know what my next steps are. I think I'm going to do a little bit of body work here on the front so that way I can go ahead and get this ready for paint. So yeah, that's really going to be about it. So if you like this, go ahead and click the subscribe button, click the bell to get those post notifications. And remember, when parking on project cars like this, don't paint in the middle of the Florida heat, and don't be that dreaded previous owner. Cheers.